What's going on, high performers? My name is Josko, and I'm with the Fitness Outsourced podcast. This is episode 4, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to eat more to lose weight. And I know this is a foreign concept.
Very obscure. Most people think eat less so you lose weight, but today, we're going to be telling you the opposite.
I know, right? I don't know if a lot of people are going to be able to grasp this concept just because it is that foreign. Because everywhere, all you have to do is just reduce calories, bring down your fats, don't eat so many carbs. Everybody's telling you to eat less. We're telling you to eat more. And we're going to dive into that. And we're going to, at the end, if you stick around, we're going to give you the 5-step plan to eat more to lose weight. So, roll the intro. All right, Fitness Outsourced. My name is Josko, and I am the host of Fitness Outsourced podcast. I'm here with Brandon, my co-host. Brandon, a little intro, please.
What's up, high performers? Brandon back here with the podcast, and today I'm very excited to talk about this topic because, I have many clients, including myself, who have had this issue before, and today we're going to get to the bottom of it and figure out once and for all.
So I'll kind of lead with a little bit of a background story. So I was not a perfect person. I used to eat 2,100 calories, and I was 25 pounds heavier than where I am currently. So, and I would not lose weight. I was working out 6 days a week, sometimes twice per day, and I would also be getting over 15,000 steps per day. And eating 2,100 calories, I was hoping to lose weight, but I was actually just maintaining my weight, if not actually just gaining weight sometimes as well. And there's a reason for it. And I think Brandon has a little bit of an analogy to talk about, or maybe he wants to bring up one of his clients. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so before I start to bring up my analogy, I want to give another story about one of my clients because I think she had one of the greatest transformations using this kind of method that we're going to talk about today. So I've been working with this one client who will go unnamed. So she came to me and she's been on previous nutrition programs and she's gone through the same, yo-yo up and down, gain weight, lose it, gain weight, lose it back again, but it never really truly stayed off. And so as soon as she started doing the nutrition program with us at Kraken Training, all I did was I slowly over time just got her to eat more and more and more. And after a few weeks, she started to lose weight, but she came up to me and she said, Brandon, I don't know if this is too much information for me to share, but I've actually started to become regular in my period again. And to me, that was crazy because I was like, man, her body was so underfed that her sexual organs were not performing to the way they should have.
And just to finish up with my story as well, so I was eating 2,100 calories before, but now, after fixing my metabolism, I'm eating 3,200 calories and I'm 25 pounds lighter. And the funny thing is, I am actually having a hard time gaining weight at some points or even just keeping my weight on. And it's because I have to eat that much. My metabolism has fixed itself that much. And part of that is, yes, like you said, fixing your internal organs by eating more. If your body needs food, and people don't realize this, all they think about is they're so wrapped around in this weight loss thing, and they think that, I need to just eat less until you're not eating anything, and then now your body's not even functioning properly, starts shutting down major organs.
Basically, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to train our basal metabolic rate, and I think this is thrown around in the fitness community a ton. And they just say, yeah, you weigh this much, you're this tall, you're this sex, so you should eat, 1,800 calories to lose weight. But that doesn't take in any individualistic characteristics. It doesn't tell you where you are currently. I've heard so many people say, I have a terrible metabolism and my family's always had a terrible metabolism. So therefore, I'm doomed to have a terrible metabolism as well. And they're always like, Brandon, you're so blessed with a high metabolism. And I found out over time, it's because I've used this method of slowly and progressively eating more and more and more to train that metabolism to intake as much food as possible. So the way I like to explain BMR to a client is basal metabolic rate is actually defined as the amount of calories it takes for your body to sustain itself. So the amount of energy it takes to do daily living tasks like keep your heart going, breathing, sweating, all your digestive and absorbing functions that your body does just to stay alive. We're not even accounting exercise at all right now. This is just the amount of calories it takes to stay alive. Now, your body is really good at maintaining this BMR, and it wants to kind of level itself out and find some level of continuity and consistency. But a lot of people are jumping all over the map with how many calories and input that you're giving your body. It doesn't really know where to kind of stake itself. And so it too is guessing. So when we explain kind of calories in versus calories out, yes, if you eat more, you tend to gain weight. If you eat less, you tend to lose weight. But we got to think about where you are at baseline first. Where is your BMR? So when the USDA does studies on calories, for those who don't know, calories is actually a measurement of energy. Like the unit of measurement of energy is kilojoules, for instance. And what they do to figure out how much calories is in a food, they use this machine called a bomb calorimeter. If they want to measure how much calories is in a hamburger, they'll take a hamburger, they put it in this thing, they burn it up, and they see how much energy this food item gives off. Now, when I teach this to clients, I like to say your metabolism is like this bomb calorimeter, or something that's a little bit more relatable is like a campfire. And your metabolism is the flame that burns whatever you throw into this campfire here. Now, if your flame is too little and you start stuffing it with, giant logs, giant pieces of wood, MDF, I don't know what you put in there, that fire and that little flame is not able to consume that giant piece of fuel that you put in there quite yet. But over time, if you've ever built a campfire before, you want to kind of stoke the flames, start off with a little bit of tinder, then you add the little sticks, you add the little bit bigger pieces of wood, and then you can start throwing in the logs, and then you're at the stage where you're at a bonfire on the beach where you could throw a kitchen table in there and that thing just goes up in flames. And this is what we're trying to achieve by eating more.
It's funny that you bring up this analogy because I purchased a pizza oven, like a wood fire oven pizza oven, and I was building a fire inside this wood fire pizza oven. But that's not what I'm trying to talk about. What I'm talking about is like what happened afterwards, the aftermath of me eating 4,000 calories of pizza. So I think that I literally ate 4,000 calories yesterday. And the nice thing is that I only gained like 0.8 pounds on the next day. So today I'm weighing in at 0.8 pounds heavier than the day before. Whereas before, if I had a day like this, back when I was eating 2,100 calories, oh man, like I would be visibly fat the next day. So you just it's crazy how effective it is for you to just like eat more. And that's the goal with every program. That should be the goal with every program is how can we get this person to eat as much as humanly possible while maintaining the same weight or losing weight.
Right. So just keep in mind, like, yes, we're trying to say eat more and more and more. But again, this is progressively over time. Like if Josko were to have the same old diet where he was only eating, 2,100 calories a day and he went up to 4,000, that's like a 1,900 swing in which his body's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with this almost extra 2,000 calories. But because daily Josko is eating 3,000 plus, that deficit or that surplus isn't as much as it normally would be as if he was eating 2,100.
100%. So with that being said, let's give these people what they've been looking for, which is the 5-step plan to eating more and losing weight. And I'll start off with the very first one, which is basically learning how to track using an app like MyFitnessPal. It's going to help you so much because you need to know what you're inputting or how much you're inputting in order for you to be able to make some changes. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is
finding your baseline. Okay. So like I was talking about earlier, we want to make sure that we're not just using an online calculator. You, your current person, are an individualized human being who has different genetics, different past history with food, different past history of level of exercise. So what you need to do is you need to find out where you currently are and make adjustments according to that.
The next step would actually be keeping protein high. So about 1 gram per pound of body weight. And the thing with protein that people don't realize is just how powerful it is. And with studies showing people with eating the exact same amount of calories, if one group eats more protein, they actually build more muscle, regardless of whether or not they're working out. So that's mind-blowing, because the thing is, protein is the building blocks of muscle, and you, just by consuming extra protein, will hold more muscle mass. And therefore, if you hold more muscle mass, you will increase your BMR. The next step is increasing your carbohydrates by 10 to 15 grams per week. So oftentimes, we'll get our clients literally just to increase their carbs by 10 grams, which is 40 calories per week. And this may seem like it's nothing, but it just shows you how accurate you have to be with your calories in order to fix this problem, which kind of goes into like, are you willing to put in the work to fix this problem? Or are you just going to sit around and complain about like, oh, my metabolism doesn't work because like, I like my BMR and all that stuff that Brandon talked about is broken and I'm not going to do anything about it because it requires effort. Yeah, of course it requires effort. Anything that's good is going to require effort. And with this, you're going to have to be increasing your carbohydrates by 10 to 15 grams per week. That means that you're looking like super long-term vision. And you also have to learn how to track your calories effectively, meaning accurately, to be able to get the best results possible, and also to make sure that you're trending into the right direction. Like you're like certainly trending in the right direction.
Yeah, one more side note on just carbs. I think, especially again in the fitness community, over the past like 10 to 20 years, carbs have been demonized as well, right? Carbs are seen as like bad. You know, you saw like the emergence of the Atkins diet or keto, where they would totally cut kind of carbs out. But carbs are actually your body's main source of energy. So if you gradually kind of feed it carbs, you're training your body to be able to take in those carbs and use that as its main source of energy. And I think people stray away from carbs, and when they start reintroducing it slowly, you'll actually be blown away how much you can actually intake.
Yeah, and I know this is like going to be hard for some keto people to take in because they've lost so much weight eating keto, but just think about it. You're not going to be keto forever, and you have to accept that you're not going to be keto forever. I've never met a long-term ketoer.
But I want to eat bacon and cheese for the rest of my life, so stay keto, you know?
Yeah, oh my God. When I eat too much fat, I get nauseous.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too.
So anyway, the very last thing is adding more exercise as you go. So this one's actually really important. A lot of people don't realize that they have to do this, and it's funny because it will happen accidentally, because as you put more fuel in the fire, then you will actually end up burning more calories and also having the energy to burn more calories. So right now you feel very low energy because you don't have enough fuel. As soon as you put fuel into it, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually, you know what? I could go for a walk right now. Oh, let's go to the gym right now. Let's go. Yeah, I don't mind playing soccer for the weekend. Let's do that. Right? Let's add in whatever, more exercise. So that's the goal, is basically eating more, moving more, and then therefore improving your metabolism. And then down the line, the ultimate goal is to get to the magic ratio. What did we call it? The magic
metabolic zone.
Magic metabolic zone. And so it's a calculation. If you do 15 to 17 multiplied by your current body weight, that's like the magical zone that you should be able to get into without gaining weight and without losing weight and without excessive exercise or cardio or anything like that. It should be just like a moderate amount. So if we take Brandon's weight, which was
154 pounds,
154 pounds times 16, which is right in between that multiplier, is 2464. So that's 2,400 calories roughly that Brandon should be eating without gaining weight and without losing weight. Without gaining weight or also at the same time just maybe maintaining your weight. So Brandon, you're currently eating more than this, right?
2,800.
2,800. So yeah, his multiplier is somewhere around like 18. So if I do my multiplier, so I'm 167 pounds, and multiplied by 16, I'm eating around 26. It says 2,700 calories. I'm currently eating around like 3,100 calories. So I'm way beyond that as well. But as long as you just keep adding carbs and keep adding exercise, you will be able to get like way past that zone. The 15 to 17 is kind of the sweet spot where you don't have to exercise that much, but at the same time, it's like eating a lot of food to the point where like you're like almost stuffing yourself. So as an example here, if you're a woman and you weigh 120 pounds, times 16 would be about 1,900 calories, which is way more than the average woman eats right now. I would say like the average woman coming into our program is eating probably somewhere around like 1,400 calories, 1,300 calories.
1,200 to 14, I'd say.
Yeah. So imagine eating 500 calories more right now and still losing weight. Would that make you happy? Well, we gave you the 5 steps, but if you want to learn more, of course, you got to just join our program. But at the same time, the number one thing that you're going to have to focus on is making sure you learn how to use MyFitnessPal properly. So with that being said, this is the wrap up to episode 4. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.